I hope I'm live. Let's hope I'm live. I don't know, man. Let's see. I apologize, anybody that was waiting for me. I think I'm live. Lord Kobe, what's up? What's up, buddy? I am sorry for the delay. It has been a long time. Too long, in fact, since... I'm going to take those off. It has been a while since I have done anything live, really. And first mistake today was I was already having weird issues with my camera and OBS, and I didn't really think of with how much YouTube has sort of like changed lately in its interface and stuff like that. Not really changed, I mean, but it is different than when I like previously streamed. So I went to do it, and I can't figure out their live studio. Let me rephrase that. I can figure out their live studio. I just definitely did not jump in early enough to figure that out. I saw Dread in the chat of it a little bit, but I didn't have my webcam connected to it or anything, and I don't know. So we're back on StreamYard, which is a pretty cool like outside service that ties into your YouTube channel. I don't know if it would work with Twitch or anything, but it's a free service. I mean, you can get like upgrades. So if you ever wanted to stream, it is a possibility. Let me just make sure that I am still. I'm just gonna keep it on my phone as well. So what? How are you been, Lord Kobe? It is good to hear from you again. I was so happy when I did my Sango video and saw you commenting on it. I knew one of my true Inuyasha fan brethren would enjoy that content. And I'll talk a little bit more about Inuyasha in a moment. But this was just going to be I was kind of disappointed in myself yesterday. I didn't have any uploads yesterday for the first time in a while. If you've been paying attention to the channel consistently, I have really made an effort to make videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the last, like, I would say, like, month or so. And you could probably fact check me on that, and I might be wrong, but I want to say it's been like a month. And apologies if anybody doesn't like me drinking right into the mic. Not sponsored by Coke Zero, by the way. However, if Coke Zero wants to sponsor me, have at it. But yeah, I've been trying to upload more consistently. It was sort of talked about in my really random rant video that I had down here. Let me know if you'd like me to do more of those, by the way. The one where I literally just pacing around in my basement here, talking about identity and such. And I was kind of just like trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the channel and stuff going forward. Basically, the first step in sort of becoming the YouTuber that I sort of want to be was making consistent content, which is something that I sort of struggled with for a little while. I would have instances in the past where like I was making like 3 videos in a week, and then but then I wouldn't make anything for like a while, and people fall into hiatuses and stuff like that. Been all right currently rewatching Shaman King. So Shaman King and me have a weird relationship. And by weird I mean almost non-existent, but it almost was very fruitful. So this was back maybe like 2 years ago or so. I have never seen or read anything Shaman King. And then this was sort of, I think, maybe it was longer ago than that. Because this was near, I want to say it was near like the like when Naruto was like actually read One Piece. Hey J Chip. When I don't know, it was one of the big three was like ending, or it was just some big shonen. Maybe it was like Fairy Tail or something. Some big shonen was ending, and I was like, I don't have this big series that I really like besides Inuyasha, but like this big shonen series that I'm super passionate about. Naraku's shirt, by the way. The shirt is really cool because it has this really cool foolish mortals. Now you can all die in the sea of poison vapor, buddy. By the way, I have the attention span of a bird, so I'm sorry about this sporadic conversation here. But Shaman King, right? So Shaman King was I looked at it like this one thing that like I could sort of like get into if they ever, and I wanted to like read all of the manga without like seeing any of the anime. And then I was going to go into the anime, and I had intentions of making it like this like recurrable like the segment that I would do. And I read I think like the first 2 volumes of the manga. Definitely at least the first one. I don't think I did a taste of manga on it. Maybe I did. Don't think I did though. But I just wasn't super into it. I know that's a long story for me to say that I just wasn't super into it, but it just I wasn't super into the art style, and that's a big difference from saying that something isn't drawn well. But I just wasn't really into it, and it's kind of, I'm going to say a long series, and I know like One Piece fans are going to say, oh, it's like nothing. One Piece is on chapter 985. But it just got to be sort of stacked up against me. But the concept of Shaman King is really cool. I like the idea of these like spirit things interacting with people. In my like, when I try and do like my own writing projects, I very much tie them into like sort of a spiritual relationship with humanity, sort of like that. So I greatly respect Shaman King for that. I think it's pretty cool. Just wasn't really into like the character designs, and it's kind of a thing where that's when I sort of like realized that if I'm going to sign up for something like really long, I really want to feel into it from the get-go. And I just kind of wasn't. Now, I'm not saying that like I'll never be into it, because it might be someday. Who knows? J-Chip, what are you up to, bud? And anybody else watching out there, thank you for coming by. This won't be too long. I was a little late, but I plan on like doing this for like an hour or so. And as much as I like StreamYard, it has been known to crash. So a fair warning, that might happen. But we had a rough start just trying to use YouTube Live. I don't know what the fuck they did to YouTube Live. There goes my... I was going to attempt to not swear because then because this is going on YouTube, so they're not that I monetize anything, by the way, but I've been told that they're going to make it harder to find shit the more I swear. So let's just keep going. Let's just keep at it. The way I kind of look at it is the people that I've made a relationship with already on YouTube, and the people that are sort of migrating to the channel and stuff like that are the people that I really want to talk to anyway. And while it would be cool to get like a bigger audience and stuff like that, I'd rather sort of get it from building up like a community like I sort of have. One Piece is at chapter 984. I only knew that because I know it was in the 980s because I saw a YouTube video that was like a chapter 980 something analysis. I remember Google Hangouts. Early Sugoi Boys days, which by the way, Sugoi Boys will return at some point. There are various things sort of getting in multiple of our ways, by the way. There's a mini update on that. Google Hangouts was far superior to whatever YouTube is doing right now. Well, and I speak on that from the 5 minutes I was just trying to stream on YouTube Live. But even when we, because most of Sugoi Boys was done on Google Hangouts, and then for the last like 10 or so, we had to do StreamYard, and StreamYard is cool. I mean, it does have like a lot of people don't like the watermark on the top or whatever that's called. I don't really care. It's to me, for me to like you got to be like, it's super user friendly. It's easy as hell. It takes like next to no setup. Like as long as you connect your webcam to it and your mic, which it does both of those at like the same time. It's super easy. It's super easy to connect your channel to it. Now it doesn't have like all of like the super necessary features that you get out of something like OBS or something. And I've streamed out of like OBS before, just straight to like YouTube, and I've actually streamed to Twitch before in my life. Considering just doing it to Twitch, because then I can swear, and I've heard I could do more stuff with like music or anything like that. If any of you know anything about that, like the differences between if I stream here, should I just keep doing StreamYard, or should I figure out how to do YouTube, or should I just do live streams on Twitch and then I could say really whatever I want? Maybe play. I'll try and figure it out. I was wondering if I could play like low, like one of those like looping anime music channels like in the background, because I don't think that would get copyrighted. I don't know. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. But been thinking about that. I'd kind of like to do this like once in a while, sort of like on my own. The United States government was the reason why Sugoi Boys ended on Google Hangouts, because the government found alien weapons inside the beard of a man that loves no game, no life. So would that be Harry Lolly? Because I know it wasn't me, because I don't love No Game No Life. I have no love for that show in the least. But yeah, I kind of want to do this. I wasn't necessarily prepared for a video today. And we'll go over sort of like what I'm watching. But I've been meaning to like get back a little bit into streaming if I could. If nothing else, then I kind of want to do it at either the beginning of the week or the end of the week. My logic for the beginning of the week is that it's sort of easing into everything and me kind of maybe laying out what the rest of the content for the week is going to be, sort of like a behind the scenes sort of discussion. And I don't know how much people would be into that. The other side that I can do is doing this on on Friday or Thursday, and sort of like recapping things. If people get mad at me during the week and are trying to tell me, you're so dumb, how could you not think that, how could you not say that, so-and-so was the best anime of all time, they could tell me on Friday or whatever. But for this week, let's go ahead. I mean, I was a little behind. Yesterday we had, unfortunately, some pet issues with our cat here. Had to go to the vet. She was not feeling very well. She is better right now, but had to go to the vet for a few hours. Kind of scary, stuff like that. So kind of, while I had yesterday off of work, luckily enough, it did take up a good chunk of my day, because had to call 4 different vets yesterday. Kind of because of this COVID thing. One, the closest veterinary clinic to my house literally shut down because of the virus and everything going on. And it was kind of like, I don't think they were in like the greatest like place business wise when this all started. So that was kind of like a last string for them. That was the closest one to my house. Then I call just another one that I knew about. Their answer machine literally tells you to call the first one that is now out of business. So they weren't open. Called the third one, they weren't open. Luckily, the fourth one had to still make an appointment, so it took like 2 hours to get our cat in there. But luckily we got her in there. She's home. Unfortunately, she's not. She does not come in my basement, or else I would totally share her on the camera for you guys. But she's better for now. But that's kind of what took up my time yesterday. And really, by the end of the day, I was wicked tired, and it killed me to have a Monday where I didn't upload something. And because I've been trying to do this consistent Monday through Thursday now. Analytically, not all the content has been equally successful, and to be honest with you, some of the content that I've been putting up is very spur of the moment. A lot of the lists I kind of come up with almost last minute or that day. But most of it I think of a little bit ahead of time. I try and think Taste of Manga is always easy because I'm forever catching up to shit on my manga shelf. I'm pretty caught up for now. I mean, I should say it was easy. I'm pretty caught up to my manga shelf for the most part. The only thing on there that I haven't really touched at all would be Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, Death Note. Just looking. I think those are the only manga that I own that I haven't touched at all because I finally did Goodnight Poon Poon a little bit ago. Yeah, Kobe, it was rough. But she's home now. She's on some medicine. She's a little older for a cat. She's 9 years old. But yeah, hopefully she does all right. But yeah, that did happen. Can you do? I have YouTube actually open on my phone and then StreamYard chat in front of me. And the YouTube chat is faster than the StreamYard chat by quite a bit. So can you do top 5 anime Harry, Lolly, and Miasma Senpai like? So top 5 that we both like mutually? Yeah, because I don't know how many there would be. But perhaps I'll try and think of one right now. Something that me and him both like. We'd probably I'm almost done with Villainess. I think My Next Life is a Villainess, some long ass title, something like that. Watching that for Nia, who's an awesome patron of mine, my first patron, and I will never forget that. It's really, really cool. I would say Harry Lolly probably likes that because the main girl gets hurt. She's in an afterlife where she's in this otome game where she's a young version. She's a young chibi looking version of herself almost. He would probably like the character designs a lot, and it's actually a pretty good anime. It's exceeding my expectations for sure. I did not really think I would like it going in, but every episode kind of lends to a cool sort of scenario, given the fact that the world of the show is sort of compact. She's reincarnated as the bad character in this game, and so the bad character in this game usually only has 2 routes. She's either killed or exiled, so she's trying to dodge that fate consistently or repeatedly. So I would say that's probably one that we would both enjoy. As for what I'm currently working on, definitely I think a review of Villainess will probably come out later this week. I might do a Friday upload. Hey, Sweet Pea, it's been a while. It's cool. I'm seeing some of the. It's cool to see some of the live chat people come by. But yeah, so I think Villainess review will come out a little later this week. I'm super late to the party on it, to be honest. I know the new season of anime is coming out this week. Literally has already started, and I'm still catching up. I am perpetually catching up. Tomorrow is going to be a episode reaction and discussion of Decadence, which is which premieres tomorrow. And I should be doing that with my good pal Dread. So that'll either go up tomorrow or Thursday. And I kind of want to get um, a taste of manga. I'm a little split on a taste of manga between sort of two choices. You put Villainess on hold, Kobe. Yeah, it's. I could see that. I don't think it's a show I would really like binge watch, which is currently kind of how I'm doing it, just to catch up. It gets a little old. I can only really handle like 3 or 4 episodes of it at a time. So I recommend if you do go back to watch it, like if it fits into like your watching style at all, just watch like 2 episodes here and there. I think it's better in small doses. But for taste of manga, I'm thinking like I keep getting pushed toward One Piece. Like I said, I have Nausicaa here. I have Death Note here. I actually have those like physically. And then who's Dread? Dread, aka The Art of Anime, aka Jebediah Williams. And yes, I just made up a name. There's also Blood on the Tracks, which is Shuzo Oshimi work. So I'm kind of split on those. If I do Blood on the Tracks or One Piece, it's going to be stuff that I don't physically own. Which I know it doesn't necessarily matter for the content of the video, but I really prefer to be like holding. I know it probably seems dumb, but I prefer to be holding the manga in those videos. Versus like, I feel weird when I talk about ones that are just read virtually. Even though it's like the way smarter way to be doing a volume 1 manga review show. Because I've kind of gotten burnt on some stupid shit like the T-Rex girl one. You've read the Death Note manga? Yeah. I've owned the Death Note manga for like years. I've owned Nausicaa for years. Just not haven't gotten that. I've read good. I just did Goodnight Poon Poon like a week ago. That was probably on my shelf for like 2 years. Blood on the Trail, whatever it is. Is it Blood on the Tracks or Blood on the Trail? Whatever the. God damn it. Make me do this. Blood on the Tracks. Did I say Blood on the Trail? Probably. I hope so. Is Blood on the Trail also a manga? I hope Blood on the Trail is like a very different manga. But it would be Blood on the Tracks. So I'm sort of split on one of those. I'm mainly pushed for One Piece by the friends that I've made on YouTube, and Dread just I think he's like caught up with the manga now, which is insane. I don't know how that dude does it, but he went into like a hyperbolic time chamber and like did nothing else besides work. I think he worked and read One Piece and then took a sip of water and went back to work. It's Blood on the Trail everywhere else. I just Googled it and it said Blood on the Tracks or Blood on whatever. Oh my god, I forget. Whatever. New Shuzo Oshimi manga that is apparently good. That you, Justin, also told me was good. He just got caught up to One Piece. Okay. So be one of those. I'm kind of thinking too, with Onyx Equinox coming out, my next list video, I'm thinking about doing sort of like my favorite Western animations, or if you want to call them like Western cartoons or American anime, whatever you want to sort of classify that as. And in that, I'll be talking about like Ruby and I kind of like this concept because I sort of have to think to like some of the like 2000s, like the original Teen Titans. I'd have to really revisit it because the original Teen Titans is not in my opinion, as good as I remember it being. I remember like a year ago or so trying to rewatch it, and it was good, but man, there's a lot of dumb fucking episodes that don't do anything. There's a lot of like really stupid like one-off villains. It's Inuyasha season 4 all over again. Which is another thing. I really want to do more like character analysis, sort of like I did with my Sango video, which by the way is my favorite video that it's one of my favorite videos that I've done. So it's called She Who Slays the Demons of My Heart. So if you haven't seen that on my channel, I highly recommend that you watch that video. I put a lot of effort into it. I wrote this like pretty long script, which is actually still here. I wrote this long ass, like, I consider that long. I wrote this long ass thing about why I like Inuyasha so much. Man, I look pale in this light. Boondocks is really good. Boondocks is good, but Boondocks had a horrible last season, bud. I don't know if you saw that last season. That was garbaggio, as Digi would say. OG Ben 10 is the best. Not a big fan of Ben 10. Never really was. I think he's kind of like annoying. I don't know. It's not like a bad show. I was really into Generator Rex. A really good channel for this stuff, by the way, is Negative Legend. If you haven't heard of him before, guy does an awesome job, like chronicling like older like cartoons and stuff like that, and he watches through them and talks about like why he thinks that they didn't succeed or something like that. Generator X is one of them. He has a cool video about that. He has some cool Yu-Gi-Oh discussions as well. Damn, why did I just like drop a hammer with my Ben 10 opinion? It was bad, but it was not Game of Thrones last season bad. You're talking about Boondocks, Itchip? Yeah, Boondocks. I only saw like the last like 3 episodes, or I'm sorry, the first like 3 episodes of the final season of Boondocks, and you could tell it was a different writing staff or director or something going on. It was just consistently different and consistently worse than anything that they had put out. So I kind of just like stopped. But Generator X was cool. I actually never finished Generator X, so I'm a little bit reluctant personally to like put that on the list. Ruby would definitely be up there. Spoiler alert: Avatar: The Last Airbender would probably be number 1. I mean, I can't really say anything like it would probably be that or Ruby. Ruby's still going, so it's sort of like unfair. And I've seen pretty much everything of Ruby, whereas I never watched Korra. So like if you count, I'm assuming most people would count Korra toward the overall story of the Avatar universe. I've only heard bad shit about Korra, so I never wanted to really look into it. Whereas Ruby, I think, is a show that definitely got better over time. And while they certainly can screw it up, and it's by no means perfect, I kind of personally enjoy Ruby as a whole a tad more. But if it makes sense, I think Avatar is a better quality show because, like just the original Avatar, it was like never bad. Whereas like early Ruby kind of sucks. It looks like shit. It isn't paced very well. It's a lot of the dumb school segments are kind of lame. Like the food fight, everybody always talks about the food fight. It's like it's this funny, zany scene, but I mean, it's kind of comparatively to everything else in the series, it's kind of dumb. Like, but I don't know. Avatar and Ruby would definitely be up there. I'd probably put Generator X up there, even though I'd have to preface it by saying like I didn't officially like finish it. But Generator X would be up there. Kind of want to put the original Teen Titans up there, not Teen Titans Go. I hate Teen Titans Go. Sorry to anybody that watches me that enjoys that show, but I just can't watch it because it's like a cheesy sitcom of what I used to like. I think we all agree that Legend of Korra is better than Avatar. I don't know about that. I haven't seen Korra, but I've only heard bad stuff about it. Anytime I've mentioned that I like Avatar, people usually go, "Did you watch Korra?" And then they go like, their usual response is like, they're either like, "Don't watch it," or they're like a big fan of the universe and they say like, "Watch it, but it's not as good." So it's my understanding that like Korra promotes like the world of Avatar, just not nearly as good. Have I seen Batman the animated series? I have not, but I heard it's really freaking good. You're talking about like the 90s. Is it the 90s one? Batman Beyond would also be another one, but I never finished that either. That's kind of annoying. Is like, a lot of Western stuff. You don't necessarily finish it. You refuse to watch it. Do you mean Korra, Kobe? That's kind of where I am. To me, Avatar has a great ending. Avatar has an awesome like beginning, middle, conclusion. It's really good. I would say a critique that I've heard about it that I agree with is because it's a Nintendo show. Holy shit! Because it's a Nickelodeon series, it is kind of toothless. Like, there's not a lot of like violence in Avatar. There's not a lot of like people actually dying. There's not a lot of like actual repercussion for things. Like, they have this big, huge, grandiose battle thing at the end with all like the benders going on, and like nobody dies. Oh, it's great. Yeah. So the '90s Batman series, Batman the animated series is good. Dexter's Lab is cool. Dexter's Lab's all right. Um, I'll get this one out of the way. Samurai Jack, I never finished either. We talked about that a little bit in our Primal discussion a long time ago, if anybody remembers that. Me and Gendy Tartakovsky, for whatever reason, just don't see eye to eye. The guy does. I'll give it to him. The guy is acclaimed. The guy is respected in the community of animation and everything. But Dexter's Lab reminded me of it because that's also him, although it's pretty different from his other stuff. I was not a big fan of Primal. I was not a huge fan of Samurai Jack, the little bit of it that I watched. I don't think I really gave it enough chance. I saw the first like few episodes. So I never saw the cool, more adult season. I am glad that he came back and did that. That's really cool. And I respect people that like Samurai Jack. I get it. But I'm really not about. I like dialogue. I like characters that I'm super invested in. I really hate the long, silent. Like, you get like a 22-minute episode of Samurai Jack, and there's like 7 lines or 5 lines in the entire friggin' episode. Primal was even less because the guy can't even talk. I don't know. I'm just not as into visual storytelling, I don't think, as other people are. Ed and Eddie is my favorite like kids cartoon ever. Hands down, 110%. Ed and Eddie's the best one. I have rewatched episodes of that show so much. I've definitely seen every episode of that show. Definitely seen it to completion, and the movie. The ending of the movie is kind of stupid, but love Ed and Eddie. Double D is my favorite. Although I like Ed a lot. I think I'm more personally like Ed because I'm kind of big and dumb. But Ed and Eddie, fantastic show. That show made me like weirded out by jawbreakers, like the candy jawbreakers, because when they eat them, they're fucking like head like quadruples in size. Ed and Eddie's great. But But yeah, I think I'm thinking about making that list of of Western animations that are really, really good. I have to think about it. Um, but yeah, so Decadence will be coming out. I think for episode 1 comes out tomorrow. I don't know when it might be this Gibiate or whatever that other new anime is. It might be the same day. I don't know if I'll make videos about that. I'm not gonna touch God of High School. I'm just not. The whole hand-to-hand combat thing doesn't interest me at the moment, and I kind of want a break from webtoon. Not that it's bad or anything. Tower of God was good. I really need to sort of the Casbin Hotel. Ooh, it's just like a pilot, but it's great. It would if that was an actual series. Ren and Stimpy was I didn't watch enough Ren and Stimpy when I was younger. I don't know much about it. I wonder if I'd have to limit this list here to stuff that's more aimed at. I don't know where I could cut it off. See, because you gotta bring up Codename Kids Next Door, which was pretty good when I was a kid, but I don't consider that. I guess I would want to talk about shows that are like teen young adult. Just about to say Codename Kids Next Door. That's your favorite? Kids Next Door is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I would say it's my. I love the episode where they meme on Dragon Ball. If you know what I'm talking about, there's one where number 4 goes Super Saiyan. I think. Pretty sure that happened. I almost think though kids cartoons is almost like a different sort of discussion. Number 3 and 5 are best. Futurama is better than The Simpsons. Ooh, that's a hot take. Futurama or The Simpsons? I grew up with The Simpsons. We used to always watch it at dinner time. I have not watched The Simpsons in a very long time, though. So I have no idea. I don't think I've seen The Simpsons TV series. I saw the movie. I don't think I've seen the TV series in probably 10 years. So I don't know where they're at now. Futurama was really good. Futurama is probably one of the better written American animations ever made. It's so... a lot of its humor is kind of it's just so much into the word play and this just mocking the world. It has this crazy setting and it just mocks it, similar to sort of what Rick and Morty does. Rick and Morty's really good too. And Rick and Morty, the guys that made that are kind of genius because they've literally made anything is possible in that show. And to an extent, anything is sort of possible in Futurama. And you just sort of make fun of that. It's this futuristic world where people have crazy capabilities, yet, anything's possible, yet we have suicide booths. I have not seen Disenchantment. I've heard good things. I have one friend that was really into that. And that's the only one I know. So 100% of the people that I know that watched Disenchantment liked it. Oh, Dragon Prince. Easily on there, although it's not done yet. Has 3 or 4 seasons on Netflix. Please watch Dragon Prince if you haven't yet. If you liked Avatar, it's Aaron Ehas, I believe his name is. One of the creators, if I remember correctly, of Avatar. Also did Dragon Prince. And not a lot of people talk about it. I think because it's CG. It's CG animated, but it's really good. It's got awesome music. It's got really good voice acting. Sokka from Avatar is the main guy. It's got an awesome female lead as well. Dragon Prince is really good. It's this really cool world, really interesting magic system going on, where all the non-humans, there's elves, there's Is it just elves? Well, there's dragons too, but I don't think anybody like everybody but humans can use like regular magic. Humans use dark magic because they started using it to combat the elves. And it's interesting because humans in their mind are sort of like defending themselves when in reality to generate dark magic you have to like it's sort of like alchemy where you have to like sacrifice like life or like living things. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, you have to like sacrifice something. So in order to do dark magic, in order to create something with dark magic, you would have to destroy a living plant, flower, like little creature. So you'd have to like literally kill it, and use its life force, turning it into like dark magic, which is obviously pretty frowned upon by the elves and shit. So it's and that's just one aspect of the world. And you got dragons, and you got people, and you got knights, and you got all this stuff. A big war going on. It's very, very interesting. If Simpsons ended at season 10, I'd say Simpsons is better, but as Simpsons went on, it's not good anymore. Kind of like Star Wars and Halloween. Jesus Christ, Star Wars. I only saw of the new 3 movies, I only saw the first one. And I was like, nah, fam, this ain't for me. And I like old Star Wars, and I don't like Phantom Menace, but I don't hate Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. I think they're okay. And I do like the aesthetic of Star Wars and the world. Fallen Order was a really cool game, by the way. If you haven't played Fallen Order, I'd recommend it. Used to be a big Family Guy fan. Yeah, me too. That show is really kind of like gone past. Even Seth MacFarlane knows that shit's gone on like way too long. It's really gone like way past what it could have been. But I think Dragon Prince would be on this list. I think so Avatar, Ruby, Dragon Prince. And then I'd probably have to decipher with like other ones sort of aimed at a younger audience. This would just be like a Western animation list. Like a top 5 or so. I don't know what day I'll upload that. That might be a little bit down the line. I don't know. Depends. You hate Attack of the Clones? I actually never watched like Clone Wars or the animated series or whatever they did. I've never seen either. Isn't one of them Tartakovsky? I think the 2D one. I could be wrong, but I think it's Genndy Tartakovsky. And then I've never seen the 3D one. American Dad is falling off too. I don't even know American Dad is still on. Although I'm not surprised. Like stuff like that, isn't that weird? How that stuff like never fucking ends. But Futurama like ended, then came back and should. By the way, as much as I like Futurama, some episodes in that last season were hot garbage. The conclusion's pretty cool, but there are some episodes toward the end of Futurama that are not very funny. South Park. South Park's fucking amazing, but I haven't seen it in a while. I don't watch cable that much anymore, to be honest. Yeah, I was really big into Generator X. I was really big into the original Teen Titans, although, like I said, I don't think it holds up very well over time. Code Lyoko. Anybody else watch Code Lyoko? That shit was great. I love the concept of that show. It's like a mini Matrix. Although it's insanely repetitive. Like every episode is the same fucking thing. Which, my pea-sized brain that likes Inuyasha was okay with that when I was young. Teen Titans. I'm with you, Lord Kobe. Bob's Burgers. I hate the art style of that show. But H. John Benjamin's pretty funny. I never really got into Archer. I don't know much about it. I remember Code Lyoko back in 2004. So fun fact, do you know that Code Lyoko is French? Because I didn't know that for a little while. I thought it was, when I first saw it, I thought it was an anime. But it is I guess it's a French anime. Literally, I think the studio is called France 3 as well. Negative Legend has a cool video about Code Lyoko, by the way. How Code Lyoko actually sort of has gone like into like super obscurity. Like a lot of the guy that made Code Lyoko like doesn't fucking like talk about it anymore or something. Like he's on to like some different. I don't even know if he makes shows anymore. I think he works on like games or something now. And I think like the DVDs are hard to find, or the games or something like that. Negative Legend is, a huge YouTube channel compared to me, and so I probably don't need to promote him, but the guy's really cool. I would certainly watch his video about Code Lyoko if you'd be interested. I didn't really watch Chowder. Courage of the Cowardly Dog. Oof. That would probably make the list. This is gonna be a weird list. Because it's sort of like, I don't know if there's enough like adultish contemporary sort of like animated series versus like teen young adult ones. But I'd probably put Courage on there. The OP in Code Lyoko is fire, by the way. Unless you're like most people that don't like auto-tuney stuff, but I love that shit. I love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's a Japanese band that I adore. If you've ever seen the Parasite opening, the anime Parasite, or I think it's the first ending theme in Hunter x Hunter. That's Fear and Loathing in Vegas. It's a Japanese band that incorporates like screaming vocals and auto-tune. I found the Code Lyoko game on the Wii, the infamous pawn shop. The pawn shop I have to visit at some point. Oh, the Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to say non-anime. I was about to say the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime when I was young, but it's not a Western animation. Although it might as well be. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, does that count as a Western? But Ruby, I would definitely count Ruby on there. I think out of all of these, it might, unless they really fuck it up, I think Ruby could, I'm probably going to eat my words on this way down the line, but I want to say it now in case it happens and I can say that it did. Ruby might go down as the coolest Western anime. Western cartoon animation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I don't know if it would necessarily be as popular as Avatar, because even though it was shitty, Avatar did get a live action adaptation, and pretty much everybody knows it, and it's getting that other, isn't there another live action that they're doing? But I think if Ruby can push out like 2 or 3 more like really good seasons, which I don't know if they can do, because the writing in Ruby is sometimes inconsistent and it's sometimes a little all over the place. I think that Ruby could or should go down as like the best one, in my opinion, because it's just, the world in Ruby is really, really, really cool, and how they develop it and how the characters sort of change and stuff throughout the show. They don't necessarily do it enough. With some characters, they could. It's very close to being a very, 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 very good series. Instead, it's just a pretty good series. I heard it's going to be a Demon Slayer live action. There's going to be a Demon Slayer one? That's interesting. Yugi Boy, the anime. Yugi Boy. You walked right into my trap. You activated my trap card. But yeah. So a little bit of background as to what I am sort of working on, I guess, because I'm going to end this soon. Western animations will probably be the next list video. A Taste of Manga is also is going to be on the horizon. That'll probably either be One Piece, Blood on the Tracks, Trail, whatever the fuck it is, by Shuzo Oshimi. It's probably going to be one of those two. Tomorrow, either tomorrow or Thursday, I'm going to upload my and Dread's reaction to Decadence, which is an anime that premieres tomorrow. That might be up late tomorrow night. If it's up tomorrow night, it probably won't be like on YouTube until like 11 Eastern time or whenever we wrap up. Because we have to record it later on tomorrow. So it might be Thursday, but I'm hoping to have consistent uploads for the rest of this week again. I'm sorry again for the first time in a while missing a day yesterday. I like to keep this Monday through Thursday schedule, as I was saying. But had some complications, but yeah, things turned out okay, and it reminded me that I should maybe try to do the stream thing again. And at some point, I'm going to have to learn the YouTube live stream thing back, because that might seem a little better than using a third party like StreamYard. But I got to figure that out. What else do I got coming? Character analysis. Like I was saying, my Sango video, I want to be doing character analysis of not just Inuyasha characters, but I kind of really want to delve into like what I like about certain characters, like aspects of them, basically like going over like character wikis and stuff like that. And like what they mean to like the show. To pick out a specific Inuyasha one, like I would like, this could be like side characters or something. Like I would love a video to talk about Jinenji from Inuyasha, just because I connected with him very much. But he was very briefly in the show, so I could also do one on like Koga or Kikyo would be cool. Just sort of what kind of made me think of this was my Anime Powers video, where I talked about Dosu Kinuta from Naruto, who is one of my favorite characters in Naruto, who really got shafted, in my opinion, because he could have played like a much bigger role than he was, and I'm still kind of butthurt about it to this day, because they kill him off, and they really didn't need to, at least not like as soon as they did. But yeah, thinking like some good old character analysis from like even like side characters and stuff like that. I kind of want to start doing that as well. But yeah, if you guys would be interested in that, let me know. Especially like if you're watching this in the future, like, or you can comment here, comment later, whenever. Just let me know like of characters you would like to see me like discuss, like specific characters. If I haven't seen the show, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But chances are I might have something to say about them. But yeah, that's basically what I am working on, and yeah, it's good to see you guys again. And feels sort of interesting to do a live stream again. It's been a little while since I did it. I'd like to do it kind of consistently, but who knows? Who knows what's going to be in the future? Let me know below or wherever, like if you'd rather me do this at the beginning of the week or the end of the week on like a weekend, something like that. But see what gets like sort of the most reaction with that. Would you prefer knowing about like what the upcoming content might be, or would you like it to be more sort of like reflective about the stuff that I just made? Whereas, you know, if it's at the end of the week, that's what we'll talk about or something like that. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I think I'm going to cut it off here. Again, sorry about the delay in the stream start. I'll work on that, I promise. And I hope all of you have a good night and you stay healthy, safe, everything. You know, shit's still pretty crazy. My state's pretty safe at the moment, but we've been very, very cautious. I hope that wherever you are, you guys, stay safe and healthy and everything, and hope we can make it through this and sort of get back to normal someday if we can. And but also if there's any content you want to see from me in the future, I'm always open to like suggestions. Go ahead and throw a comment on this or whatever. I want to thank everybody that supports me on Patreon. Lax, Nia, J Chip, and Warpbait. You guys are really awesome. I do owe Nia a Villainess review that's going to be happening really soon. So stay tuned for that. If you'd like to join the Patreon, I should have all the link to that on my channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. It was really good to talk Naraku analysis would be great. But thank you, Kobe. Thank you, J Chip, Sweet Pea, everybody that came by. Really means a lot to me that you guys tuned in. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.